You're just on the end, Geoffrey.
This is me.
Go.
Okay.
There you go, Geoffrey. Geoffrey, I got you some boots in the corner.
Oh,
Geoffrey,
there you go.
look, there you go. They're your old boots.
They'll be Winnets, them.
Winnets?
They'll be Winnet
Let's have a look,
boots.
let's
I
see.
bet they're Winnet. Canvas boots.
I had a pair of Winnets.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They was all right.
Winnets.
Yeah, they were good.
Jeffrey will have had a pair of Winnets right in
What
your
were those you
beginning.
got from Northampton?
Masons, weren't they?
No,
Were they Masons?
no.
Grenson.
Something like they were very good.
Yeah. No sole on them.
What were he called?
They look like wearing ice cream tin, don't they?
He was very good.
Whitings.
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 Had some of them.
Yeah. He made them. You sent a profile of your foot, and then he would make all the ballers had them. All quick ballers. They all.
What, made to measure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whiting.
What, if you had a wide foot or a thin foot or...
Because they do that now, don't they? Northampton Cricket Club.
Cobblers.
They take the shoe off. That's their
Oh, that's
celebration.
right, Shoe Army.
They all take the shoe off.
Saw that at the Oval.
Yeah.
All fans, aren't they,
Yeah.
cobblers?
He's good for him, Lehman.
Oh, Lehman's fantastic.
Yeah. Jeffrey.
What?
Darren Lehman. I mean, you're a bloody good player.
No, better than that. A fabulous player for us.
Right, but he, from his coaching viewpoint, he's gone out to Northampton and they're fine. Absolutely fine.
He's a good man.
He is.
We had him at Yorkshire and after me, but I got to know him well. Top player.
Yeah.
And dead straight.
Yeah.
Absolutely straight with
I think,
everybody, which
yeah.
is what you want sometimes. All this flannel in the dressing room, oh, well, bad luck and all that. It's a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
You either play good or you play bad. Tell it straight. Now, if you don't improve, we're not going to win. Simple.
So I mean, on that score, go back to when you played and you had that dressing room of Illingworth and Close in particular.
Yeah.
Tell us about that dressing room, Illingworth and Close. Some big egos in that dressing room.
Fred.
Fred? Not Fred, Christ.
We've had
your
Fred on
favourite.
every week.
Oh, Fred. Players used to pop their head around the dressing room door and think we were arguing, and we were a good side. We won championships. And we weren't. We had sort of open discussion. For instance, if we had a poor morning, then people would get stuck into Fred and say, "You Bob," with some strong words. And he'd probably been out like, birding or something, and
Is that what?
What, twitching? Bird watching? It was a bird.
And so they'd give him some okey pokey. Oh, yeah, they would. And there was all hell on and everything. And then he'd usually have a sleep. He always put the sweaters down.
That's right.
And got his head down for a sleep when people went for lunch, and he'd have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
At lunch, he had a pot of tea and a ham sandwich. 2 or 3 bites of the ham sandwich, that's all, and drunk the tea, but he never ate much. And then he'd wake up after 10 minutes, somebody'd slam the door, coming in after lunch, he'd play out with them and all the some choice words. And then we had a discussion about what we'd do afterwards. Who's going to bowl? What are you going to bowl? And that's when there was a free-for-all, until Closey suddenly said, right, that's it, stood up, this is what we'll do. Then everybody shut up and just followed him. Because although we had a full discussion, people got at each other, when Closey's captain said, this is what we do, everybody followed. And that was the idea of a team. He makes the final decision, and he might take on board something he'd said, but he would make the final decision, and after that, you shut up and you followed.
Can we just look at the attire?
Immaculate.
This is immaculate, Jeff. We've had some guests on that chair, but look at this. You've got
Look at his
tie
tie
on your blazer.
Look at his tie. What tie's that?
That's the
Well, it's
England
the proper England. tie.
Proper England tie.
I've got one of those.
You haven't got one of them.
No, I haven't.
ODI one.
ODI one. What is that? What's that?
Is that the first ever one-day game?
We didn't know it was going to be an international. It was that rained-off match in Melbourne. Test match, fully rained off.
So he played a one-day international?
Well,
Do you play?
we all had to play. We kept turning up in Melbourne. It kept raining. It's absolutely saturated, the outfield.
71.
Pitches under covers, rained and rained. And those days, there was no television money. It was all gate money. So the whole tour depended on gate money.
Is this 71? Yeah.
And so the Australian board above me pleaded with the English board. I think Gubby Allen was out there making the decisions that could we have an extra test match?
So Raymond must have been captain.
Yeah.
Raymond Illingworth.
He wasn't asked about it or anything, and suddenly we got this one day. The pitch had been covered, you can imagine, for like 5 days, chucking down with rain. We were all going on runs around that near the Hilton Hotel outside the ground, trying to keep fit. We were playing real tennis. You know that game, Royal Tennis?
Yeah,
They have one at Lord's. Colin Cowdery taught me how to play. We had some fun with that. And knocking the indoor school, nobody go outside. It kept tippling down. Yeah. And then suddenly we got to play this one day, and when they took the covers off, you can imagine it's green and juicy. And 40,000 turned up, just like that over there.
Yeah.
40,000.
So they got the money, yeah.
Got some money anyhow. Yeah. And then they conned our hierarchy into playing an extra test match on top.
Right.
Fitted another one in, come back later on and play in Melbourne.
So you played 6 tests?
7.
7?
7 tests.
Well, when I went in 74, we played 6. We played
7.
6 tests, and before we played the first test, we played every state.
Did you get the boat over there? Or was that still getting the boat?
No, we just got... Sorry, not now. Oh, it's quick, isn't it? Ah.
Before we get started, I'd like to thank our partners Betfair. So just hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Enjoy the show.
If I bowl at you with an orange, you've still not got courage, because you're frightened to death.
Steady now, steady.
See how he turned away? Nah.
I got him out twice.
No.
No way.
No.
No way. Boys, tell me that's a lie.
They got it into their head that they're entertainers, that are Harlem Globetrotters. They're not.
Go on then, Bumble, who would you rather have, Jeff or Rooty?
Oh!
That kid, I can soon see how he became a genius.
He's one of the best commentators I've ever heard. And you binned him.
I didn't bin him.
Not our decision.
Thomas did. Thomas did.
Phil did.
If he don't improve, he'll be going soon.
Sorry, Ruben, but you might be gone. So what was your... So the England side will go to Australia. Well, they go to New Zealand first, but if it was just a test tour this winter, I'm guessing they'd arrive in Perth on about November the 8th. Yeah. They start on the 21st. Say November the 8th, 10th, and they'll be out of Sydney on the 8th of Jan.
8th of Jan.
So you're looking at a 2-month tour. Just to recollect, when you went to Australia...
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
My first tour to Australia was in 65, 66. We did over 5 months, because we did Australia and New Zealand.
New Zealand.
We had to go to New Zealand and play 3 test matches.
That's it.
And
We did.
that was one of the worst bits I've been on with England, because we stripped in then was in New Zealand there were cricket grounds, but you stripped in the rugby dressing room. They were dual.
Yeah.
And they were terrible. It was like being in a dungeon. You couldn't see the play. You had to go outside to look. Pictures weren't great at all. I mean, everything's got miles better then. But when you were knackered after playing 5 tests in Australia and all the state matches, and used to play an up-country one day,
That's it.
then a day off, and then the 4-day state match.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had a one-day and the state,
Yeah.
and you played 5
You're
tests.
flying everywhere. You got to fly.
Flying everywhere, and the tests. And when we played, and besides the states, we'd have an odd match against the President's 11 or something. So we always had matches between the tests, except for the Christmas New Year.
Yeah.
That's fine. It was a long tour. And then they shipped you off to New Zealand for another month.
Yeah.
And then we hadn't finished there. We had to come home through Hong Kong and play Hong Kong.
I remember.
Oh, I bet that was nice, though. Good spot, Hong Kong.
Lovely. I got 100 at Kowloon, so it wasn't nice.
In 65,
Best bit of the tour, that.
on that 65, 66, would you be wearing spectacles at that time?
Yes.
You not them other things,
Kieran.
lenses.
Kieran,
No, I had
Very
spectacles.
specs on. What,
I remember.
hey, talking about spectacles,
Till I was
Kieran, come
28.
in here, Kieran. Look at these,
28.
Geoffrey. What do you reckon to these? This is Kieran Cam.
This is Kieran Cam.
So these have got cameras in.
Have a look.
Trying to put them on.
Yeah, so you can film with those on, Geoffrey.
You want to give a few of these to Man United forwards.
Yeah, they need them.
Can't find the goals.
I can talk to
What do you make of the new striker they've signed, Geoffrey?
He's only any good if he gets goals.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Cisco.
Like you as a batsman.
Yeah.
Your job, however you do it, is to make runs. His job is make runs. Doesn't matter how. Your job, if you're a bowler, take wickets. I don't want to know that you miss the bat or you bowl well. Get wickets. That's the only way you can win. I remember Brian Clough, big friend of mine, close friend, and he used to take me for, I used to go to his football matches, Forest or Derby, and then after the match, I'd go in his office.
Oh, Cloughy?
Yeah. And then when he finished all his jobs, we'd go home and he'd cook dinner. I've seen you on the cooking show, he's like you, he's a good cook. He cooked dinner for Barbara and I. And he once told me about their left full back. He kept racing up the wing, you know how they do now, they're like wingers, wing back.
Overlapping, yeah.
He said, young man, I pay you to stop that winger scoring. That's your first job. Occasionally you can run up the wing, but if you want to keep doing that, I'll give you a number 11 shirt. Your job was to stop the winger scoring. He said to the two centre-backs, your job, stop them scoring. And it's quite simple.
Simple.
He had a simple way of playing. He made runs. That's all that matters. And make lots of them.
So you was over there, Jeff, for all this time in Australia and New Zealand. I mean, the boys, I think they've got one warm-up game, haven't they, against
Each other.
each
The
other,
Lions are there. So England are taking a Lions squad.
Yeah.
That'll be there a bit earlier, and a few bowlers that are going to arrive a bit earlier.
Madness.
And then they're going to play. I think it's a
Madness.
3-day game at the Wacker.
Yeah.
Madness.
Which will turn into a 12-a-side, 14-a-side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Nothing on it.
usually arrived in Perth and played 2 matches there. 2 state matches, 2 country before we moved on to the other part.
I mean, that might have been a
71,
bit-
we arrived in Adelaide. That's where we started. Lovely nets at Adelaide, nice ground.
Very good.
And we just moved on to the States. We played in South Australia, 1 day in the state, then we went up to Victoria, up country, then the state, Sydney, up country and a state match, Brisbane, up country and a state match in Queensland, with 4 one-day matches, 4 four-day matches before we played the first test.
We were same, 74, exactly the
We
same.
went to Perth, we played Western Australia and up country again, and then we played the test match. And everybody got chance to bat, bowl, get into some sort of form. And then
Rhythm.
we won the Ashes.
Yeah. That might be a little bit too much now, perhaps, but you definitely think there should be.
Well,
there should be a
they're
couple
in New
more.
Zealand till I think November the 3rd, playing white ball cricket, and then they'll arrive in Perth a few days after.
I think I played all them games as well when I went there. Both times I went there, we played up countries and Lilac Hill and all that.
First one is Lilac Hill, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like a
Prime
charity.
But we played all the states.
And Dennis Lilly used to charge in and
He
bowl
did,
you out.
Dennis Lilly. Yeah.
Doug Waters got 4 for 34 against us. Doug Waters, he was about 65.
Hey, I'll
Bowled
tell
us
you
out,
what,
bowling little swingers.
I got him out twice.
No.
No way.
No.
No
don't
way.
tell me.
Boys, tell me that's a lie.
I'm-
I mean, we
Bowling
can
his
Google
little-
it.
He's bowling his little step and fetches.
You must have had 100 by then, though.
He had 100 once.
Oh.
He had-
Well, don't tell me you got him out early.
I got him out fairly early.
No, you
and he-
didn't. I was 49.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
that was
getting out
fairly
then to
early.
a
for him.
lollipop ball.
He refused to go.
He didn't walk.
No, well, he didn't walk anyway.
Didn't you?
I always walked.
Bollocks.
Once the umpire put his finger up,
So he refused to go because Jeff Puller was at slip.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm not going. He hasn't touched it with his hands yet. He caught it in the cheeks of his arse. It was a shocking ball. He's gone to cut it, got an edge. Slip's gone like that to get out the way, and it's trapped in his legs there, and he
Lovely.
produced it like that. He said, I'm not going. He hasn't
Not
touched
it.
it with his hands.
he
And the
made
other
me
time,
go, the umpire.
I got
Wow,
caught
Jeff,
him
that
ball,
is out, though.
132, 139.
Old Trafford, Headingley, where
Old Trafford.
Old Trafford.
And then from your Yorkshire perspective, we captained Yorkshire and Lancashire in the final game at Bramall Lane. Final
what,
cricket
the
match
footy?
at Bramall Lane.
It should still be a cricket ground, that.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, that's your other lot, isn't it? Sheffield United.
I used to practice in the indoor nets there.
Yeah.
When I was
yeah.
probably 9, 10-year-old. But the
it
nets
then
up at the top of the car park.
But we haven't touched on it. So 3-day
It's a strange shape.
on uncovered pitches.
I don't know how they do it.
So the uncovered pitches were brilliant for technique, developing technique, and sometimes it were a lottery. It did absolutely nothing. Other times there'd be like a boil that it'd come on for an hour, and you've got to make use of that hour, you know, with either your spinner or your quickie, and then it'll stop completely. Sometimes you put a roller on it, and it's nice. Yeah, but it developed technique. Am I right there?
How did develop technique? It was got wet and you just bowling and just go through the top. And...
No, ask him.
I think Dickie Bird made the best comment I heard about that. He said, figures, we have bowling and batting in all areas. They should have stopped them when they stopped uncovered pitches and went on to covered pitches.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
You play on flat pitches now all the time. Big bats, it's much easier.
Yeah.
When you played uncovered pitches, it was spicy, interesting.
Yeah.
You weren't sure what you were going to get.
I agree. I can't imagine what it was.
It swung, it seemed, turned. Sometimes you got a good pitch, flat, you could bat, make hundreds. But if it turned, sometimes it turned and didn't jump. So you had to learn to go with the spin, play with it. Not now. All they seem to do is sweep and reverse sweep or some funky shot. Instead of going with the spin, and you used to use your hands a lot more and your knee and go with the spin. You didn't learn that. Then the ball swung a lot more in the atmosphere. So you had to learn to watch it. You're coming in to play it, but you're not playing it, you're waiting late. Hardest thing to do is to see it early, but to wait and play it late. Hardest thing to do, you should know that. You've opened the innings enough. When it swings, you can't afford to go too early, else you're on the wrong line, aren't you, by the time it swings?
I played on flat wickets, so it's all right.
Hey, Phil, Jeff, I don't know if you watched this show, but our resident batting expert, you would think... It's Phil. Can you just get your bat for me? Get your bat, because we've got one of the greatest technicians that's ever played the game.
He points his bats.
Are they your bats, by the way, Geoffrey? I'm just looking.
I've seen him bat.
Yeah.
And
Not for long, you haven't.
Boys, are you all right? Can you
Jeff,
just give our resident batting expert a few
similar,
tips on the basics of how to bat?
No, I would waste my talent on him.
No, come on. I was
So
pretty
what is the most important thing for a young player? And he's obviously not young, but he's our resident expert.
He's not side on for
There's
us.
one ingredient above all. He's never had it and he can't find it.
Yeah.
It's courage.
Imagine you've given me some courage, Jeff. You've given him some.
You've given him some. What's next? He's got
If
some
I
courage.
bowl at you with an orange, you've still not got courage. Because you're frightened to death. Absolutely.
Well, you're not far wrong
The
there.
best, if I'd have been your captain,
Yeah.
I'd have declared before letting you back.
He'd have been happy with that.
Yeah, go and bowl an orange.
Yeah, steady, Jeff. Steady now.
What?
Steady.
See how he turned away?
But boys, get the bat in your boys.
Get
Get the
on.
bat in your hand.
Now.
Here, get the
I'm
bat.
wasted on you.
No, Geoffrey, do us a favour. Get that bat in your hand.
You bowling at me would have been interesting.
What was your trigger, Jeff? Did you have a
Jeffrey,
trigger?
get back in your stance.
He did.
What am I
I know
doing?
what his trigger was.
Jesus.
Go and get in your stance,
bowl at
Geoffrey.
me.
Give us the basics of what you require.
Yes.
The most important of all, when you're batting, no matter you're Viv Richards, great player, whoever you are, judgment of length.
Yep.
If you judge the length well, then you play forward or back to the length, and you never get in trouble. You get forward when you should be back, and say a bouncy pitch like Perth used to be, you're going to get hit in the throat. You stay back when it's a balls are keeping low a bit, you're going to get done LBW. Pick the length, then the line.
All right.
Like off stump and around, I call that the corridor of uncertainty.
Oh,
but length, that's where Viv was brilliant at. Picked length so quick. And it's not just the eyes. Take Bradman. Bradman was a genius. Better than any of us by far, just for his record. But when he finished, he had his eyes checked. They were no different from anybody else. I've read a lot about Bradman, and so it was his judgment of length. And the reason he picked length so brilliantly, because when he was young, he was brought up in this house which is away from anybody else. He had to make his own entertainment, and he had this little square thing which had a water tank. Everybody's read about it, like 4 walls, a water tank there, heat of Australia. And he had this hard rubber ball, and he had a cricket stump, not a bat, 4 1/4 inches, a cricket stump like that. And he's hitting this ball against the wall, so he's having to move his feet and judge it as it comes off at funny angles. He did that from being a tiny tot till he's a teenager. Hours and hours. And he played a game like, if you hit that wall, it was 2. If you hit that wall, it was 4. And so he gave himself, and he did the England team, the Australian team, and he played games, hours over hours on his own. Can you imagine that ball coming off? Think about a hard rubber ball like that, like a golf ball, bounces awkward, comes off quick, and he's got to move those feet, the eyesight, I've got to judge the length, and then he's got to hit it with that. That kid, I can soon see how he became a genius.
Jeff, when you did the training, and Bumbles talked to you on this pod about you, you trained ferociously hard, practiced. What were you looking at when you practiced? What was the like? Were you like when I was? It was about like making sure my head was in the right position, make sure I wasn't falling over.
Right.
What did you do? Did you just hit loads of balls, or were you concentrating on one?
No, I wasn't worried about the head or anything. I wanted to find rhythm. I've watched you because I've commentated when you're not my era, so. And I could tell when you're in rhythm. By that, it's your eyes see the ball, judge the length, but it then tells your feet, your hands, how to move to that. So it's in sync, isn't it? It's fast, like, like that. And so we train ourselves for all that to happen so quickly that we do it instinctively. But the instinct is because we trained ourselves for that instinct. It's not just happens. And I practice like that.
So you just batted for time and time, trying to get that rhythm and trying to get into that rhythm as quick as you could.
And when I could make sometimes, with a good technique, 40, struggle a bit, but make a 30, 40, 50. But I knew it wasn't quite there. You've done that. Mm-hmm. When I had the rhythm, then I would go to nets and I'd 7 or 8 minutes. Thanks. That's it. Just get loose, rhythm. I've got it. I don't need to waste it in the nets hitting balls.
No.
No.
That's what Phil used to think.
A whole batter and a fillet was a total waste of time. Bill Bowes at Yorkshire, 6'6" when he played for England.
Yeah.
Sellers occasionally declared, you're going to get 4 innings in 3 days.
Brian Sellers
declared because he said, wasting time. And that's how Phil
He'd have been happy.
is wasting time.
You wasted everyone's time, Phil. That's what I thought, you see. Let's go and have a bowl.
Jeffrey used to bat against, young Batty, who's the coach at Surrey at the minute.
Yeah.
And young Middlebrook, who's now umpiring, he used to bat against their dad all day. I've been there at Headingley. Yeah. So George Batty would be bowling leg spin, Ralph Middlebrook would be bowling in bunkers, and they bowl all day at him. They'd break up and have a bit of lunch and what have you. In the nets.
Did you at least get him lunch?
No, I wouldn't go that far. No, they'd have to bring the pack lunch.
Ralph used to like early morning, so the rest of the day and do something.
Yeah.
And he used to bat by the clock, so right, I'm going to bat 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'd take 3 pairs of gloves, 3 bats, as you do, and bat. And then play steady and then move upwards, trying to play shots so you got in. And playing properly, not giving your wicket away, but concentrating. Concentration is so important. He had it. He had patience, concentration, determination. All those are so important. What's vital of all is picking length.
Yeah.
Then you add the other, batting is not one thing. Like technique, he had good technique, I had a good technique. Technique is quite important, but you must never make technique your God. The object is to score runs, however you do it.
Don't get out.
Well, if you don't get out, you will score runs. Yeah. You're bound to. Because my uncle Algie told me when I was a young kid, he said, listen, young'un, it's better you stay in and your mates are watching you from the pavilion.
Couldn't agree more.
Than you're out watching them bat.
Couldn't agree more.
And I thought that's a good idea.
Absolutely. Uncle Algie knew his stuff.
Stick to Cricket is brought to you by Betfair. Obviously, I've spoken to you at length over the last few years about, this Bazball era. And I know Brendan hates that terminology. But they're an expansive team that take risks. To win in Australia, it's all about winning in Australia for this
Absolutely
group.
winning.
To win in Australia, you can't just play one way.
No.
It's impossible.
Look,
Bouncy pitches.
I've always been a little wary of being too critical when England, the modern day England, do mess up, because where it's taken our cricket from what it was is fantastic. People have a habit, we all have, me included, of forgetting how bad we were under Joe. Joe, wonderful player, lovely lad. I love him to bits. But as a captain, and his team were at such a low ebb, he came back from West Indies, can you remember?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we couldn't have got any lower.
No, only won 1 out of 17 tests.
Oh, and we played terrible cricket. We looked, the body language on the field, they looked as if they weren't enjoying it. That's the first thing you've got to do with any set of 11 players, is for God's sake, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Get up in the morning and want to go out there and play. Do you want to bowl? Yeah, I want to bowl. Do you want to bat? I'll bat. Not, oh, well, let somebody, oh, no. You get bowlers who say, no thanks, Captain. And get them to enjoy. Brendan McCullum has done all that. Ben's been captain, but Brendan came. Without him, it wouldn't have happened. So full marks, fantastic. So we've got to be careful when we have seen them sometimes go overboard doing just playing daft attacking cricket when just settle back a bit. Just bat sensibly, we'll win the match. And we have a right to be a bit critical of that. We have a right, because it's silly cricket. But our cricket has gone from there up there. And all they have to do now is use a bit of brain, a bit of common sense. And I think, above all, there's one or two of them, you hear them talk, they're hubris, they're arrogance, because they play positive, expansive, wonderful cricket at times. They've got it into their head that they're entertainers, that are Harlem Globetrotters. They're not. The object of playing is to win. Not winning against the spirit of the game, not win against the rules, but to win, isn't it? Yes. That's what you play to win. If you're not going to play to win, then what is it? We're just exhibition matches, aren't we? We want you to play to win. That is the object. And the sooner they get that into the head, and at times it means still play this wonderful, expansive cricket, but at times, just cool head, hang on.
Suck it in.
Have you seen enough from them recently? I mean, the Indian series was tremendous. But like you've just said, that last morning at the Oval, when you needed to just win the game, win the series, win your first 5-match series since 2017, have they got enough in the tank to go to Australia and win?
Anything's possible in sport. We've seen funny results, football, rugby, everything. Nothing's taken for granted. I don't think Aussie are that great.
No.
I think the batting's very ordinary. Two players, the rest won't worry me. If I was playing against them as captain, I'd look at some of them batting. But you've got to do your thing well. You can look at the opposition, but hang on, I want my players to play well. Every time I played, I said in the dressing room, I was a strong voice. I said, listen, we have to play well. We have to bowl well, we have to bat well, we have to catch well, so that they have to play exceptional to beat us. And if they do, put your hand up, well played. But when we let them in through playing sloppy, stupid shots, bowling crap, then, sorry, you should look in the mirror and say, that's not good enough. I need to play well. Every single player, we need to play well, individually as a team. They will have to play above themselves because they've got a good bowling attack, experienced and good. Even the spinner's good. Very good bowler. But make them play exceptional. That puts them under pressure, them at home. And I've seen their their media turn when their team doesn't play well, or they're cruel to us when we go, but let me tell you.
Keep them quiet. Keep them quiet.
Play well.
But responsibility as well, individual responsibility, team responsibility. All
See
comes
that
into
lad from Surrey, what do I call him, that number 3, Pope, and then the opening batsman, the left-hander. Keep talking about smacking it and whacking it and whoa, just play. If it's up there, hit it. Aye. I played with some opening batsmen who played different from me. That's brilliant. You want different types of players. Can't all play like him or me. You want different types. But use your brains.
I've actually said, Boyks, I've said for this England side to get, there's 2 things that will make this England side stand out and potentially be the #1 team in the world. They need to find a great spinner. That's not easy. But I also believe that they need a Cook or a Boycott star batter at the top of the order.
Definite.
That's what I believe will make them into a quality side.
Need a bit of glue.
Listen, the best opening partnership the world has ever seen, any country, is Hobbs and Sutcliffe, Herbert Sutcliffe of Yorkshire, Jack Hobbs. They averaged 89. 89? Yeah. Jesus. Do you know the second best for England?
Go on.
It's Sir Jack Hobbs, Wilfred Rhodes of Yorkshire. Started at number 11.
Did he?
Went up to opening 38
Hey,
times.
chance, fellas, a chance.
No, he could bat, you're useless.
What was he doing at 11 then, Jeff?
Well, when he started as a young kid for England, they batted him at 11, and he went down, and he finished up opening 38 times, and the average 62.
You start to get a little bit.
62. They still hold the record at Melbourne. Is it 323 for opening partnership? It's the best opening partnership in England.
Wow.
And Jack was the wonderful player, could caress the ball, great player, all the shots. Wilfred stayed in. And that's it, if you get a balance. We've got a left-hander who plays shots and a Wally at the other end who anybody could bowl it.
Wally Hammond. Oh, no, a Wally. Sorry. A Wally.
From your commentating time, so when you've retired, who'd be the notable players? Who are the players that have really you've admired and thought he's top drawer? I know Viv, but particularly England players. Just go on England players. From your commentary time, and we'll talk about commentary in a minute.
Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah.
Crackerjack bowler. I thought Stuart Broad was very good. Everybody talked about Jimmy, quite rightly, excellent. But Stuart Broad had magical moments when he bowled people out, And if you're the captain, when he got on he bowled people out, didn't he? Absolutely. Whoa, I watched him, I thought, this guy, I like him. I like bowlers who get wickets. He won matches, not helped, he won matches on his own, fantastic.
And batters?
Kevin Peterson.
Me too.
Yeah, and him.
Yeah, right.
Totally different.
Yeah.
But it's about your job. Your job up front is, first of all, to see off the new ball bowlers. They're the best. The best bowlers get the new ball. The best bowlers get a new ball that does more. The best bowlers get a new ball, they're fresh, and they're the best bowlers, and they get a pitch. If it's got a bit in it, you're going to get it earlier. All 3 things there. So the opening batsman, just because I was one, I'm not saying it, but the opening batsman has to set the tone for the team. If they have a good partnership, there's no way you should get bowled out.
You were close to Gooch and Stewart, weren't you? I mean, they were brilliant players.
Alex Stewart was a very good player.
And Gooch?
Top player.
Yeah.
Good man as well.
Yeah.
Big heart.
Yeah.
Big heart. You've got to have some ticker.
Yeah.
And you've got to have a laugh. I mean, we played against those West Indies in 80. First test was Nottingham, Both first captain.
Who were captain?
Both. I know.
Was he not good, Jeff, Beefy? Was he a great captain?
I think Beefy was the best England cricketer I've ever played in.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
Without a shout. I thought he got the captaincy 5 years too early, too young. If he'd have got it 29 or something, lots of experience, maturity. We're all mature, we're all different, aren't we, later? And we faced Holding and Roberts. I think Holding bowled the ball first over. It went over Gooch's head and bounced twice into the pavilion side screen. He looked at me, how he goes with his eyes, Gooch. Dundee goes like that. And he came down after an hour of those two, ducking and weaving, a bit fresh pitch. He says, it's all right now, Fiery. Second string's on. Joel Garner and Colin Cross. I said, thanks.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's got a big heart.
Well,
Stuart as well.
But you mentioned, right, that heart, and you've had an incredible life. You know, being a cricketer,
Yeah.
you've obviously had things that have gone your way, things that haven't. You've obviously got your health that you've fought through remarkably. Where do you get that from? That ticker that you talk about, where does it
You're
come
born
from?
with it. See, Philip,
Who are you getting picked on, Phil?
Listen, I had a good ticker with the ball in my hand.
yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
but not too much with the bat in my hand.
Sorry?
Colin Croft.
Colin
I
Croft.
couldn't see it, Jeff. My eyes weren't in tune with.
You didn't have Bradman's eyes,
I
did you?
didn't have Bradman's eyes.
Philip,
Sometimes you can't do it, Jeff. Jeff, you can't do it.
Philip, I never laughed as much as you batting.
You're having a go now. Come on.
I cannot use the words properly here.
Oh, you can say what you want, Jeff.
You can't do everything in life, can you?
Well, you certainly couldn't bat.
No, I couldn't. You could bowl a little bit, though.
You're going to have therapy after this, is cat.
You could bowl a little bit. So, I don't ask the batters to do my bowling, so why do I have to do their batting for me?
Oh, you're right. No. When we had with England, if we had a day when we didn't bat very well, I would stand up. So listen, it's our fault.
Yeah.
Blame the bowlers expect to bowl when we haven't got a good score. It's our fault. We're paid to make runs, not the tail enders.
No.
The tail enders want to help you out now and again, and
We'll
fine,
try.
but it's not their job. Ours is the job.
Yeah.
And we need to make enough runs to give them a chance to get 20 wickets.
Yeah.
That's why when I pick my team, and you need batting. You have to make enough runs to give the bowlers, however good they are, enough runs to bowl the opposition out. If you keep getting out for 120, 150, you're not going to win the match.
A couple of questions.
Yeah.
How highly do you rate Joe Root in the best England batsman you've ever seen?
Ever seen?
Yeah, I think he's the best English batsman I've ever seen. And I never saw you bat Geoffrey live, so that's why I've excluded you from the list.
Go on then, Bumble. Who would you rather have, Jeff or Rooty?
Well, dead simple. They're doing two different jobs. I'll have him as opening batter.
Oh,
I'll have Root at number 4.
Okay.
Dead simple.
Good
Two
answer.
different jobs.
Pretty good team, that.
No, go on.
Joe tried batting at 3, and he couldn't do it.
He tried
Sometimes
opening.
he gets.
Tried opening.
He got
You can't do
underneath,
it. And it's not the only one, it's what you are. I mean, the guy for India was one of the best number 3s I've ever seen.
Dravid.
Dravid. Oh, lovely boy.
The
I know.
wall.
Like him. Absolute the wall. Get in, big scores. Undemonstrative, but make runs. And I saw him open a number of times for India, because I did a lot of commentating earlier.
He opened it and won a series against us as well. And got
Yeah.
500 runs, I think, as well.
Well, most times he got out.
All right.
And he said to me, I can't do it, Geoffrey. It's in his head, psychological. Because what's the difference between number 3, guy gets out first over and you bat. But if it's in your head, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And he couldn't, Joe couldn't do it. Doesn't make him worse, he's brilliant at number 4.
What's your other question?
The other question, I've always wanted to ask you this, Geoffrey. Who rang you to tell you, or how did you find out you weren't playing the next Test match after getting the double 100, and how did you react?
Ooh, that'd be Alec Benson.
Nobody rang me.
What?
You used to have to listen to the BBC on a Sunday, the news at 1 o'clock.
You're not playing.
And after the normal 1 o'clock news,
Got 200.
Well,
They announced-
thrown it against the wall.
they announced on the news that this is the England team. And I was playing a charity match down in Wales. On Sundays, we didn't play then. Sunday League only came in 68.
8.
So 67, when I got dropped by Doug Insall, your man, who should have spelt his name with an A. Definitely. He never spoke to me at all. Never rang me up. When I found out on the news, imagine the press were all over me, and I was pretty naive. And I was in tears. I admit it, I was. I just didn't know what I'd done wrong. I'd made a run up to the test match, uncovered pitches. You know, if you're getting bad nick, it's hard to get out. If you're in good nick, you can play uncovered pitches, but you get in bad nick, it's very difficult. These pitches seaming, jumping, turning. And I got picked because it was Headingley, and I grafted my way. All I knew how to do. That's all you would have played. Graft your way to 100 the first day. After that relief, I made 140 in 3 hours and a bit. And played great, but there's a relief. So that Sunday, Lance Gibbs was playing, the West Indies off spinner. He grabbed hold of me and pulled me into this marquee. And he said, listen, hold your head up, you've done nothing wrong.
Nice fella.
He said, they're at fault. If you'd have been a West Indian, you'd have been the national hero. He was wonderful to me. Picked me up when I was absolutely...
Nice fella.
And I got through the day. And when we played the next match, I think, at Bramall Lane, Wednesday. The test match I got dropped on was the Thursday. I got 220 not out against Northants, so all the papers were about me, Mr. Insole and whatever. And when I played the test match after, when I came back, I was terrified. I was terrified to play a maiden, can you imagine? And Insole still never spoke to me, never said to me, never told me before the match, during the match, at all. Never once came up and said anything.
Well, Closey must have said something.
Closey said he spoke up for me. Because can you imagine, if during the match I made 200, if you disobeyed Closey, he'd have given you a bunch of fives.
He would.
We had
it would.
We had a different management to what you had.
It was called physical violence.
Hey, listen. This is the truth about Closey. You think I'm kidding?
No, I'm
we
kidding.
play at Glamorgan, where they're going to finish, or have they finished, the first-class match, Swansea. This year they're finishing cricket, aren't they, at
Yeah,
Swansea?
it's St Helens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're playing there, and it's a big turning pitch. Didn't jump, turned. Shepherd and Presdy.
Yeah, Jim Presdy.
And the first morning, 2.5 hours, they always had a 2.5-hour session. We keep dropping catches. Can you imagine on a turning pitch? Well, Closey's going wild. There's no air, but steam's coming out of his ears. And he finally bowls just before lunch, because he bowled off spin as well. I'm on the boundary. Somebody hits it. I go running in, catch it. My knees catch me, and the ball goes out. I fall down, bloody shit all over me, all over me. Then there's lunch, and he's playing Elephant. He's had a terrible morning. Our players run off to get the blazer and out of his way. And I've got to walk all the way from the boundary, so I'm last up, and he's still muttering when I'm taking my boots off, get my slippers on, wash my hand, have a wee and all that. And he's that bloody four-eyed so-and-so with the glasses. I said, listen, if I dropped as many catches as you at short leg, he dropped 3. He shot across the dressing room, he grabbed me up there, shoved me up against the door, and my feet's off the floor doing this, and I closed my eyes as he drew his fist back. And next minute, they're shredding him, pulling him off. Go get their lunch. Get me lunch. I was shivering like that.
Stick to Cricket is brought to you by Betfair.
He's one of the best commentators I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
My missus thinks he's box office. It's ridiculous that he's not commentating. And you binned him.
I didn't bin him.
Not our decision.
Tough did.
Phil did. It was Phil's fault. What did you do it for?
I didn't do it.
You must have enjoyed commentary and your rapport with Agnew. Oh, he's a good mate, isn't he? Agnew's a great mate.
Yeah, I loved it.
This week, I didn't know you were coming today. This week, I'm in a pub, and a bloke come, he said, I know who you are. He said, you're cricket and so on. He said, you won't like this. He said, I think it's a disgrace that Geoffrey Boycott is not on commentary, and I know exactly why. He said, it's John Agnew that shafted him. He said, they've never got on. I said, let me stop you there. I said, they're great,
John's
mate.
fault.
Absolutely.
John's fault, Phil.
Yeah. So, people get a different idea, but...
Of all the times you've commentated, if you think back of you've been commentating so many years, what's the one moment that you think back and think, I'd love to be commentating on that game again?
Or best game of cricket you've seen, tightest game.
I'd like to be in at the World Cup final when England won.
Yeah, 19.
I got invited to come, but I'd agreed months before to open the. There was like a fete and fair in Boston Spa where I live.
Oh, yeah.
And it got amusements, all sorts. I agreed to open it. You just can't let people down, you know. The whole village was there, so I had to do that and then run back and watch the TV and everything. I'd like to be on there, especially that one special over.
Is it
When he bowled the first ball wide and he's only got 6, oh my God. Oh, the first ball wide, he bowled in 6 balls, a special over.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you know the best time that we worked for Channel 5 and CMS for many years? The
Oh,
best
and that
time,
Indian, that
I'll
left
tell you what
hander.
the best time was at the Oval. Do you remember when you and Aggers were on air and Aggers got that letter out?
Oh, the
Yeah,
wind
that
up.
the wind
yeah, you're taking her eyes. You've not got 100 hundreds, it's 99. Nothing.
The 100 was in Faisalabad.
Yeah.
But I said, it can't be in Pakistan.
And what about
I
that
told him if
time?
he keeps on, he's not getting an invitation. He said he's got an invitation and
What
take it back.
is that true? That I mean, it's a fantastic story about the Saturday guest, which was incredibly Alice Cooper, the rock star. And he's come with his publicist, his manager and his missus. Geoffrey's gone for his lunch and Agnew's interviewing Alice Cooper. He comes back into the commentary box and, Geoffrey, you're just in time, can I introduce you to Alice Cooper? And he turns around and shakes hands with his missus.
You're not meant to know everything, are you, Jeff? You can't know everything.
How can you be a pop star called Alice Cooper? No, we've had some fun. He's a great man.
Yeah.
You've always got... one thing I noticed, I've done a little bit of commentary just off and on with TMS. But you
I mean, off and on.
You're a stalwart, man.
No, but with
Stalwart.
with Geoffrey.
All right, okay.
And you always had a great... You're always talking about technique, and I think that sometimes people perhaps got the wrong sort of impression of that. It wasn't to have a go at the lad, you know what I mean? If you haven't seen someone, you talk about how they go about their game and everything. And a couple of times, I can remember Jeff going, oh, well, if he don't get his back foot there and his elbow's too high and his head's over there, he's going to nick off the second slip. 2 balls later, nicks off the sixth slip.
Yeah.
You know what I
See
mean?
it happening.
Yeah.
You can see it
See,
happening.
I worked on TMS for a long time with Fred, and I think Fred was fabulous. I mean, he could be outrageous. Outrageous, Fred.
His favourite. Give us the Fred line at Headingley for Neil Mallender bowled for England.
There are some great bowlers have run in from that Kirkstall Lane end, and he's not fucking one of them.
He had 2 wickets at that stage, didn't
He did. He got a 5
got
I
three
think,
for-
eventually.
Yeah, I played in that game.
Yeah.
Fred was a wonderful bowler.
Brilliant bowler.
Oh, people often... We're so sucked into watching television. It's a brilliant medium, isn't it? And whatever we see on television, we think that's the best there's ever been. And the great players of soccer, rugby, cricket, whatever,
Yeah.
there's no pictures of them hardly, very little. Because television,
And in black and white, the old ones. And
grainy, wasn't it? Everything.
yeah.
And so we tend to think that everything we see of the modern age, the last 20 years, that it's the best ever.
Yeah.
Of course there's been some good players, as good as the past, but they tend to think everything today. And you can't tell them. If you haven't seen...
Fred, the first to 300 Test match wicket just speaks for itself.
If you look at the figures, he got his wickets at 21. Jimmy, who we rate as a great bowler today, and he is, got his at 26. Jimmy's strike rate was 56 balls. Fred's is 49.
49.
And so, okay, different eras today, we've got different pitches, different bats, and you look at eras, yes, it is different.
Different balls.
Everything's different. But if you want a yardstick to judge, and it's like the greatest bowler ever is probably Sidney Francis Barnes.
SF Barnes.
And most people go, the LV, never heard of it. you've got to look at and read your history. Not just read the figures either, because you can get a 15-year-old, boy or girl, and can put all the figures out for you and tell you, oh, they're the best because they've got the best figures. It's not just that. You've got to look at what people said in their era. The best batsman in the world at the time Sydney Francis Barnes was bowling is an Australian called Clem Hill. Sydney, there's a stand, Clem Hill stand. I've got names on them, but Clem Hill has a stand. And he wrote that Barnes is by far away the best bowler. He bowled like Jimmy, about past medium, tall, very tall he was, big hands, and he bowled swingers and cutters. And he just bowled people out. He bowled the South Africans out, they weren't quite as good.
Did Fred, in test matches, I can't recall, was he on uncovered pitches or were they all covered?
Well, in England,
No,
they
they'd
were
be uncovered pitches
Uncovered.
because Jim Laker got his 19 at Old Trafford on a damp pitch.
But as you said, when you played abroad, South Africa, Australia, places,
they were covered, yeah.
covered, but you make any difference because it didn't rain.
Yeah.
He once said to me, he said we bowled 5 sessions in Barbados against that Worrell, Walcott, Sobers and Canai. We didn't get a wicket. I said, well, I'm not surprised against that lot. And he said, it's not like bowling against Zimbabwe, is it? Huh?
He was funny, Fred. He'd just say he'd get 5 for every match. I got 5 for every match. And he'd go through it all. He said, well, I get the openers out when I got a new ball. He said, he'd bring me back, I'll get middle order 1. He said, I'd clean up 10 and 11. He said, there's me 5.
Absolutely.
And, you know, this is a tip for youngsters out there if you're watching. Batsmen particularly. When I was playing, when I was coming up as a youngster, I wanted to improve all the time. Young kid, just getting the outside. I went to Fred, Raymond Illingworth, Closey, bowlers, asked them what they thought of my batting.
Yeah.
How would you get me out? Because that's how the opposition bowlers are looking. That's how they're looking at you. And where can I get him out? This guy's good, really good. Ask the bowlers, because they look at you differently to your mates, your other batsmen.
Yeah. Who?
They look, and Fred would say, get forward on this pitch, keep him low. I said, well, it's a bit short, get forward. and then I didn't want to talk anymore. Raymond Inniford come past me. You know, it's turning quite a lot. Just as I was going to open, just coming off the field to get pad up, just watch that back foot shot you play. 1 or 2 are keeping low. They give you helpful, and a good thing for batsmen out there, go and ask the bowlers what they see in you, where you need to improve, where you need to get better.
Apart from Bumble, who seemed to have you seemed to have you on his in his pocket. Who was the who was the one fella who probably had used to get you out all the time, or looked you felt uncomfortable against?
I wouldn't put it that way, but I put 2 bowlers who were tough. I played a lot, I did get runs, but I also got out of them. Underwood on a wet pitch.
Yeah, deadly.
Ball cutters, fast. Yeah. Ball spinners up there.
Knotty.
Oh, Knotty was a genius. Yeah. And I played at Canterbury once and it rained. And I knew him well because I played Test cricket with him. I went on tour, I went in, chat to him. I said, rain like this, 6 for 40, deadly. I said, it rains another couple of hours, it'll be 8 for 20.
Brilliant.
Wow, he was that confident and he just bowled people out. And but where the spinner, as he said, when he got some pitches that were wet, they got so wet they wouldn't take the turn. No. You had to wait for it to get tacky, didn't you?
That's it.
Sticky
about
dog.
3 o'clock.
Sticky dog.
That's Australia.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And,
go on.
But in England, if it was too wet for it to spin, if you cut it, you'd get it to jump, like take pieces out. Deadly could do that. The other bowler in his pomp, Sobers bowling left-arm swing. He was quite sharp. He was as sharp as Jimmy.
He was. Yeah, he was.
Left arm, he had this wonderful accent. He was so lithe. Got right round, almost double jointed. Swung the ball.
Yeah, he did. Very good.
He bowled me out at Nottingham, got my LBW second ball. Oh,
I got him out
big
as well.
swing ball, banana ball.
I got him out, Sobers.
Sobers, lefty. How did he get through the gate?
Bowled him.
Bowled
How
him.
many? How
Just
many?
missed
Got 257 wickets.
But they were racing on the telly. I think he wanted to go watch the 3 o'clock from Ascot or something.
He had a few quid.
That's the only time you could get him out. Gary Sobers, he's a wonderful player, a
the best
great
batsman
man.
I've seen.
Oh, beautiful. But he's such a smile on his face. He hit it hard.
Lovely.
He hit it hard.
Listen, my best friend, one of my best friends, Peter Stringer, played a bit for York.
Big Stringer, right?
Yeah, coaches in South Africa.
You're going to say
He went to
Stringfellow
Leicester.
then.
Yeah,
No.
Peter Stringfellow.
He got Sobers out. And I looked in the papers, going, wow. So I rang up. I said, wow. I said, how did you get him out? Like you thought. He said, I got him caught halfway down the motorway.
Stick to Cricket is brought to you by Betfair.
What you got on your card?
Right, boys, we're going to finish with it's community questions. We've had some questions sent in, and we're going to do it with our hats on. Can we, Kieran?
Hats?
We're all going to wear.
come on.
Jeffrey, get your hat on.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, come on.
I'm my own.
Yeah,
Come on,
Thank
let's
you.
Lovely.
Get your hats on, lads.
Oh, he's
There you
lovely
go.
hats.
These are nice, these, aren't they?
Panama's, are they?
Yeah, these are all for Geoffrey. Right, Geoffrey, this first question is, what do you dislike most about the modern game?
Big bats. Big bats, too many sixes, they're becoming ordinary. It should be a special shot. But no, it's just becoming to a penny now. Isn't it?
So you'd
Anybody.
reduce the size of the bats?
Be interesting to see the players today have a match where they have to bat with 2 pound 4 ounce bats like we did.
Yeah, keep
See
it
how
on
they
the
do.
deck. Yeah.
But the other thing about that is from our time, the boundaries in. We used to use the whole pitch. There wasn't a boundary rope. So the boundaries in to encourage big bats to hit
Health and
sixes.
safety with the digital advertising boards.
I know, but come on. Health and safety, my arse.
Cricket should be more important than advertising.
Yeah, I'm with you.
absolutely.
By the way, the hat suits you, Dave.
Health and safety.
Like a hat.
Yeah. Next question.
Go on.
Who do you think are the best 5 opening batters of all time?
Jack Hobbs, W.G. Grace.
Ooh, got WG in.
I have to. I mean, look, just look at his figures and everything. He played in underarm, round arm, and overarm. He played in the whole eras. He got zillions.
You'll bring
When
that back
pitches were
under
terrible. You talk about pebbles in them and
get wicked.
ball jumping at you, courage.
Yeah.
You've got to look at this. 120 odd hundreds when had anybody got
Legs
hundreds.
that,
Yeah.
don't it?
No,
Doctor,
those two.
wasn't he? He was a doctor, wasn't he? Was he a doctor or a
Those
physician?
two, Hutton,
So then,
So we got Hobbs, Grace, Hutton.
Gavaskar.
Gavaskar, Sonny
good one.
Gavaskar.
Good one.
yeah.
Good one.
Little Sonny. Little maestro.
I would think Arthur Morris of Australia,
Arthur Morris.
left-hander,
Right.
got a lot of runs.
Invincibles.
See, Arsenal,
A lot
wasn't
of runs, Arthur Morris.
Thierry Henry for the Invincibles.
He's
Bergkamp.
Arsenal.
None of
2000,
these
whatever
boys.
they were.
None of these boys. None of the youngsters. None of the youngsters get in.
Oh, I'd take his cover drive anytime.
Oh, my.
Aesthetic and beautiful.
Lovely cover.
Which shot are you
Got me out a
taking
few
from him?
times.
I'd won. I'd have cut.
You did his cut shot. He cut. And he were good here. Cookie were good. No, he wasn't.
If I had
Oh,
to
sorry.
take anything, it was his mind.
Right.
Didn't have any shots.
Strong mind.
Yeah,
I
nothing.
agree.
Wrong
Nothing in
line.
here. Nothing. Absolutely.
And that only in it. Every,
Last two. Like, come on, we're on a time here.
Right.
Geoffrey's got to go out this afternoon. Who is your favourite cricketer that is currently playing?
Oh, currently playing?
Yeah, current player. Who's your favourite?
Oh,
Go on and choose one.
I don't know about that. Currently playing.
Little ducky.
you've got reason.
I like
Gill, Shubman Gill.
Jadeja.
Oh,
rock
what a good.
star, yeah.
Oh, love it.
I've always liked.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I've never met him.
Oh, what a good
He's always
answer.
in the game. Ball's left arm spin. His feeling is fantastic.
Yeah.
I've always thought that, look, if you can do a really great job in the team, fine, become a great player, him, me, what, get your runs. But another quality isn't spoken about much. It's through your performance, can you lift the others? And he feels so brilliantly. His energy, isn't he?
36-year-old as well. 36.
And he bats. Have you seen him?
yeah,
this year. He
beautiful.
can
Brilliant
bat.
player.
Oh,
Yeah.
Smile on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tough bugger.
He is. Yeah. He is.
I like that.
Been in I mean, Test match cricket as well, but as well at 2020.
does
He's
it
been
all.
with Chennai, they've won it 5 times, haven't they?
You'll be right.
Them and Mumbai have won it 5 each, I think.
Yeah.
He's a top player and does everything I like about energy, smiles, tough though underneath, competitive. It feels brilliantly.
The last question, Boyks, and it's come from Ruben Amarin. That's his
Who's
name.
that?
He said, have you got any advice for him? That's what it says.
Yeah. My friend again, Brian Clough, told me to build a team, goalkeeper, centre half, centre forward are the spine. They have to be the top 3 players. We haven't got centre halves. One's a Cartos, been with her 5 years, hasn't he? Staying on for the money.
What about the goalie?
Decide one.
We just bought another centre half, 40-odd million. Why do Bayern Munich want to let go a player? Bayern Munich's one of the best teams in the world. There's something not right. We bought him for 40-odd million, and the goalkeeper, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, he's not good enough. And centre forward, we bought a young kid, we don't know if he's any good. So there you are, the spine of the team, it's all big question mark, isn't it? Simple.
I think Ruben will be happy with that. I don't know if he'll take note, but it's true.
If he don't improve, he'll be going soon.
Sorry, Ruben, but you might be gone. Might be gone by the time the show goes out. Boyks, thanks for coming on. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Thank you for having me.
Well done.
I'm sorry I'm chewing gum, but I must say, I've had 2 lots of cancer of the throat.
Yep.
I've no saliva glands. I get dry.
Yep.
I can't really speak, so chewing gum helps me just lubricate my mouth so I could talk. And it has affected my voice, the 2 operations.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Brilliant.
So, Jeff,